Hey guys, it's Nice for Nightosphere and welcome back to Buried. It's been a little bit, but guys, we're just gonna hush up and we're going to just jump right back into this. Last time, we found this weird guy. He was pointing a gun at us. He was about to shoot Dennis, but we saved his life. So yeah. If you guys like this or you want to see more like this, please leave a comment down below and let me know. And also, please subscribe if you can. If you do, please, I just want you a part of this big family. Please, please, guys. All right, we're just gonna move on. We're getting into this. All right. Before I get into the elevator with this guy, I think it's wise to learn a bit more about him. I can tell it's making him uncomfortable for me to have a gun. What's your name? I ask. Marcus. And you work here? It's clear that he doesn't want to answer, but he gives us a little nod. We were looking for the rest of our crew. Any idea where they might be? I ask. No, he says curtly, not bothering to elaborate. There's got to be more useful info we can get out of this guy. I just need to know how to dig for it. I need a first aid kit for my friend here, I say. Well, where might I find one? Down on the second floor, he says, but we can't go down there. Okay, there's one option that says we're gonna go down there, okay? Which is like forcing him, even though he says that we can't. Okay, so and then the next one is what's on level 2. I think if we just ask him politely, he'll cooperate with us more instead of thinking that we're just a bunch of buttholes and want to just ruin his life and just make his day a whole lot crappy. So I think that we should say what's on level 2. He looks at me like I'm an idiot. You must be aware you're inside of a classified government facility, he says. Makes sense, but I want to doubt it. Well, I'm sure our government would want you to help me, help save my friend. So take me to the first aid kit. I can't, he says. You don't have clearance. Heck, I barely have clearance. Then, seemingly to himself, he mutters, I make this place run. And not even a thank you, just a bunch of restricted access rooms that I'm only allowed to go into with a freaking chaperone. I interrupt his monologue. We're going to the first aid kit. I could lose my job, he says. I wonder for a moment what sort of trouble I could get in for hitting a government employee. This makes me glad I took it easy on him. Then again, he had come at us with a rifle. It makes me think that things have gone terribly wrong in this place, and the explosion in the woods, or whatever the heck happened, might be linked to it all. I need to convince him to take us to the second floor, but I'm not sure if it would be more productive to threaten him or ask with sympathy. Again, I don't want to be like the butthole of the story and make this guy, like, he might come at us like Jason with a freaking machete and just chop off our heads. Like, I'm not even kidding, guys. Have you seen Friday the 13th? Like, that thing, that ish will scar you for life. Okay, that will scar you. Okay. So I think we should ask for his help because I don't want to be a butthole and then hit karma. So yeah. So, look, I say, it hasn't been the best day. We're just trying to find out what's going on here, to find our crew, to survive. I know that's this isn't a normal situation down here. It looks like all the protocols have been blown to heck. Can't you help us out? He looks at me sternly, weighing his options. Okay, he says. Thank you, I say. With an untrusting stare, Marcus walks to the elevator door, approaching the small keypad by the doors. He punches a numerical code on the keypad, and we can hear a slight mechanical hum behind the steel doors. After a few seconds of angry glances and frightening sneers from Marcus, the elevator arrives. The steel doors slide open with a whisper, revealing the interior. Alright, guys. Exceptionally well, it lights up. It looks to be made of stainless steel. I half expect the thing to take off at lightning speed, but there's another small keypad in front of the right panel by the door with the options of 3 sub-level floors. Looks like this elevator doesn't go to the surface. So after we get a first aid kit for Dennis, how do we get out of here, I ask. We can't leave, Marcus says. Once the power comes back on, the whole place was put on lockdown. What? I shout. You can't override it? No, it's to prevent anything from getting out. I can't. Marcus looks at it deflated as Dennis. We can't get out. We're stuck here. Dennis leans into the corner and almost falls onto the floor. The struggle for the rifle took a lot out of him. I can see that much in his face. Slowly we start to move down. The hum and the grind of the car's motors fill the space. Okay, thing is, what Marcus said, when he said we can't leave, once the power came back on, the whole place was put into lockdown. Yes, okay, it's put into lockdown. But he said, no, it's to prevent anything from getting out. I can't. Getting out? Like, what the heck did we put ourselves into? I'm just saying, like, what on earth? Getting out? Like, what? Okay, what can you do? And so we're stuck here forever. I feel like if we say, what can you do? It makes it seem like we're being a butt. But, you know, big old booty butt. I want to see where it can get us. Because if we're too much of a pushover to this guy, he might just turn around and be like, I'll take that rifle and kill y'all. Sayonara. Boom. Pump us with some shots. Okay, oh great. Let's see. So we're stuck down here forever. Alright, I think I'm gonna do, what can you do? Marcus bristles at the question, but I think it's fair. I mean, he's not allowed to unlock the doors or even get medical supplies. Why keep a guy around who can't even grab a band-aid without permission? Without me, nothing would get done here, Marcus answers me. These people think they're so brilliant, but some of them can barely turn their computers on without help. The top coder in my class at MIT, and I'm stuck living underground, helping idiots who don't even trust me with the keys. What's going on here? How big is this place? I'm assuming this place is already big, so that already answers the question. I say, what's going on here? Marcus shakes his head. You may as well shoot me. I can't tell you. Why not? It's beyond classified, and things I know don't even cover the start of it. What does that mean? I ask, staring to get irritated. Starting to get irritated, guys. It means that even if I wanted to, what sort of work is done here, I don't know enough about it. Okay. Why is this question still here? Alright, what's your job? Well, he technically already told us what his job is, but let's just get into more personal, so, you know. I handle the IT work and make sure the database are up and running. It's a 24/7 job. I haven't even seen sunlight in almost a year. I wonder what staying in a place like this for long would do to someone's mind. I was recruited. He continues, because of the workload, no one else wants this job. But I don't really mind being myself, no family. Plus the IT makes it's some crazy crap. Crazy? How? I ask. This place generates over 100 terabytes of data per day, he answers, getting the slightest bit excited before his face falling again. Okay, so this guy, he easily got so excited. He was just like, this place generates over 100 terabytes a day. I'm like, yeah, I guess that's a lot. Alright, let's see, what knocked out the lights? What happened here? I want to say what knocked out the lights, seriously. Seems like some sort of power outage, Marcus says. That's all I know. There's an outage, and then what? Dennis asks weakly. Then things got weird. Things got bad. Bad how? I ask. The whole place seemed to shake when the lights went out. I was checking the monitors when it happened, and everything went dead. It took more than a minute or so before I started hearing the screams. People were being killed by something. I tried getting the security cameras going again, but they only lasted a little bit on the backup systems. But what I saw, what? I asked, feeling a sharp fear worm its way into my guts. Well, what I saw on the screens for a small bit of time made no sense. It made me get a gun from the emergency vault. I think whatever it is, it's still down here. Hold on, I say. There's an emergency vault with a rifle in the same room as the security cameras in this place. Marcus gives me a grin that looks nearly insane. There are guns locked away in every room in this place, just in case you know. Okay, so we know that this place is just straight up, it's pretty, scary and legit, actually. I didn't think that it would get to this extreme. People are actually dying down here. People are actually... it's kind of scary. It's kind of scary, guys. I don't even know. Just in case of what? Or... so we're still in danger here. As he opens his mouth to answer, the elevator comes to a stop and opens the doors slide open. Marcus is out right away, without a word. He makes his exit and heads directly for a glassed-in room that's filled with computer monitors and high-end equipment. Dennis and I file out behind him, trying to keep up. As we do, one very alarming question runs through my mind. What the heck kind of government facility keeps loaded guns and emergency vaults in every single room? The messed up ones! What do you think, man? Seriously. What's this guy's name again? Paul? John? I actually forgot about the main character's name, guys. It's gotten to that extreme. But let's keep on going. This is the end of chapter 2. I think I'm gonna get a little sip of my water. As a curiosity, you and 58% of players called out to Marcus when you saw him in the tunnel. Selflessness. You and 64% of the players stepped in front of Dennis to protect him from Marcus. Mercy. You and 65% of the players were easy on Marcus after he surrendered. Well, who would it be? Who would be like, pow, pow, pow? Boy, you are going to be as dead as a doornail, basically. I'm like, nah. Honestly, that was me. I was just like, he surrendered, guys. How about we just let it go easy on him? Seriously. Alright, I think that we can just start chapter 3. There's nothing wrong with that. So let's just get into chapter 3, guys. We still got some time left. We're still good. And, oh my. Ooh. Scope, that's your dream. We follow Marcus into what I can only describe as a control room of sorts. There are countless computer screens of which are obviously coming back from having been shut off. Everything looks extremely complicated, from screens filled with code and data to what is obviously a security system. It reminds me of a miniaturized version of Operations Center in just about every space travel movie I've ever seen. Marcus is running from one screen to another, apparently looking for some pertinent bit of information. Where's the first aid kit? I snap at him. Marcus stops in his tracks, as if he has forgotten the whole reason for bringing us down here. Oh yeah, he says, rushing to the left side of the room. There he hunkers down and opens a panel in the wall, what I assume is the emergency vault, where he got the rifle. Okay, peer into the vault, the open vault, or look at the computer monitors. Even though it is classified information, you know what, I think that we will find maybe something on the computer monitors. I can make sense of very little what I see. Mostly numbers, odd-looking maps, and charts. Altogether, they show what I assume is working beating of a particular facility Dennis and I have stumbled into. Aside from the charts, there are scrolling numbers running along the bottom of the screen. Some are temperature readings, but that's all I can tell for sure. I can see one screen in particular I assume would mean bad news for anyone using these monitors. Failure, trial 14-2B aborted. Error, 3532-5. Danger, anomaly detected. Marcus pulls out the first aid kit and turns around. When I look back to motion Dennis over, he's paler than ever. Come on, I tell him. But he's not moving from the place on the floor where he sits against the wall. I slide the first aid kit over to him and go scrambling to his side. Between the struggling for the rifle upstairs and arriving in this room, he's faded fast. I struggle to lift his shirt up and then turn over his shoulders as the dry blood holds. It's in place. The mere act causes him to grimace. This might hurt a little, I tell Dennis. He nods and he only nods. He doesn't seem to care. I think that we should pull off his shirt gently because, guys, I'm going to be telling you I know how to do these things. Like, I don't sit at home and do nothing, guys. I don't sit there like a baked potato most of the time. Okay, sometimes. Yeah, I do. Okay, so we have to pull off his shirt gently. We can't just like rip it off because no. You decided to pull Jenna's shirt gently. I lift the shirt off gently and it makes a sucking sound. There's so much blood that the moisture tries to keep the shirt pulled to him. Dennis lets out a little moan but seems to relax in spite of his injuries. With the shirt fully removed, the extent of his injuries become more clear. His wound is more visible now, although it's partially hidden from the blood that has started to clot around it. My medical knowledge is slim. Basically, just a bunch of basics I learned in Boy Scouts. I look to Marcus, hopefully, and ask, you have any training? 0, he says. Sorry. It's just as well, I guess. He's far too concerned with what's happening on the monitors to be so much help anyway. I start taking out the several rolls of gauze within the kit and wipe as much blood as I can away from the wound on his side. It's even worse than I had figured from the start. The gash is deep and dark. I'm pretty sure it's infected too. He's going to need stitches, that's for sure, but I have no idea how to even start that. Besides, I don't see the tools for it in the kit. When I splash rubbing alcohol around the wound, he responds with a hoarse help of surprise, but nothing more. His eyes are locked on me, and he looks appreciative, but he's also scared. Be honest, Dennis, says hopefully. How bad does it look? You think I'll survive? Oh no, I don't want Dennis to die. Oh no. Okay, it looks really bad, Dennis. You'll be fine, no problem. I don't want to lie to him, but we can't make him go into a panic. I can't do that to him. I can't do that to him. After all that we've been through, I can't lie. I can't do this. I can't. I have to actually, I have to lie. I'm sorry, Dennis. I'm sorry. I love you, man. Mwah. Kisses. Mwah. Kisses to you. I'm so sorry. Oh my gosh. You chose to comfort Dennis. Good to know, he says, because I sure don't feel like that. You've been through heck, I say. I think it feels worse than it actually looks. Thanks, that's a relief. I won't lie, you're going to have a scar, I say, trying to be funny. He chuckles a bit, but there's no humor in it. He rests his head against the wall and closes his eyes as I finish up. I place one layer of gauze around the wound and bind it with medical tape. I then reinforce it with a second layer. I know it's meager, but it's all I can do. Thanks, Roger, he said. Oh, that's his name. Thanks, Roger, he says, actually managing to force a smile. I feel a whole lot better. Okay. I'm not so sure about that, but I'm glad I was able to encourage him. Finally, I patched up the bruises on my head a bit, cursing myself again for not grabbing my hard hat. Okay! I look back to Marcus as he's looking back at us in deep thought. My eye is starting to really swell up with where he kicked me earlier. Maybe I shouldn't have let him off so easily. Well, it's fine. I mean, it's fine. We live and learn, I guess. Are these first aid kits all you have in this facility? I ask him. If there's something better, I don't know about it, he says. I notice then that his defensive posture is no longer there. Something is different now. Just a slight change in his demeanor. He's seen something on those monitors that has frightened him. More than he already was before. What is it? I ask. What's wrong? His eyes travel around the room. It's obvious that he's trying to decide whether or not to tell me the truth. Oh my gosh. If it is that creature, I don't know what the creature is, guys, but actually, I know this is kind of bad, guys, but I'm gonna leave it off here. I'm so glad that you guys are loving this series and everything. There's this Bailey, shout out to you, girl. Or boy, I don't know. I'm so sorry. Shout out to you, Bailey, because you keep leaving me comments and everything saying that, oh, you love this and all that, and I'm glad that you're loving it. I really am glad that you're loving it. I hope the rest of you guys are loving this as well. I'm just gonna leave it off on a cliffhanger. I know this is gonna be bad, but it leaves you with suspense. I love you guys, and thank you so much for watching. And please hit the subscribe button if you're new. And yeah, guys, I love each and every one of you, and I will see you guys in the Nightosphere. Bye, guys.